Yo, Turkey. Tell him we going for Canelo next.
Yes. Let's go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
We are ready.
Just put me in the game. Just put me in the game. Canelo Crawford, the biggest fight in boxing. But we stay ready, though. Stay ready. That way we don't got to get ready.
Terence Crawford has shared his first message for Canelo Alvarez following the official signing of their fight agreement. Canelo has inked a multi-fight deal that could see him face Crawford in September, likely in Las Vegas, after first fighting in Saudi Arabia this May. The agreement spans 4 fights, beginning with Canelo's bout in Riyadh in May, followed by the highly anticipated showdown with Crawford in September. 2 additional fights are scheduled for 2026. Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority chairman, Adil Sheikh, confirmed the deal on social media, stating, "Don't mess with a lion." At a recent boxing event, Canelo expressed his excitement by posting, "Let's go, brother." Previously, there were strong indications that Canelo was considering a fight against social media star-turned-boxer Jake Paul. Paul added to the speculation by stating, "I've been the underdog in every fight, and that won't change this time." Reports later confirmed that negotiations for a May fight between Canelo and Paul in Las Vegas had progressed significantly before ultimately falling through. Most Valuable Promotions, MVP, Jake Paul's company, released a statement confirming that they had engaged in advanced negotiations for a major showdown between Paul and Canelo Alvarez, set for Cinco de Mayo weekend in Las Vegas. The event was expected to be a massive draw for Mexican, Puerto Rican, and American boxing fans. "It's disheartening to witness how circumstances played out," the statement read. "At MVP, we pride ourselves on integrity, transparency, and an unwavering respect for the sport, its athletes, and the passionate supporters who make it all possible." The statement further emphasized that MVP remains in active discussions with multiple high-profile opponents, committed to delivering the biggest fights and most exciting events while working with partners who share their values and dedication to boxing. Jake Paul isn't going anywhere, and neither is MVP. "We'll continue to disrupt boxing on our terms." Paul expressed his frustration on social media, claiming, "Canelo Alvarez ducked me." He went on to declare, "I'm the new face of boxing. You cannot have the biggest fight of 2025 without my name involved. When all of your events tank and lose money, you'll all realize who the king of the sport is." While Paul has established himself as a professional boxer, he has yet to compete at the championship level. His most notable loss came in an 8-round split decision against Tommy Fury, the younger brother of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury.
That you'd like to go up against Canelo Alvarez. What gives you the right to call out a 59-2 boxer, one of the greatest of all time, when you've not yet proven yourself?
I'm predicting what's going to happen 3 more years from now.
So I'm
going to get to his skill level and beat him. I have one of the greatest self-belief systems in the world, and I know what I'm capable of, and with this new team, I can give Canelo a serious run for his.
Jake Paul's clash with 58-year-old Mike Tyson last November sparked controversy due to their 31-year age difference. However, from a commercial standpoint, the event was a massive success, dominating viewership and becoming the most-watched boxing spectacle of the year. For Canelo Alvarez, a fight with Paul would have been an unusual matchup. Having faced some of the sport's elite and conquered multiple weight classes, including winning a light heavyweight world title, Canelo is accustomed to high-stakes battles. Instead, he is now set for a blockbuster showdown against Terence Crawford, a fight that pits 2 of boxing's biggest names against each other. Canelo has been the undisputed super middleweight champion for years, while Crawford has built his legacy across multiple weight divisions. Starting at lightweight, he went on to claim undisputed status at super lightweight and welterweight, where he dominated Errol Spence Jr. in their highly anticipated 147-pound showdown. Last year, Crawford made his first move to super welterweight, securing a convincing victory over Israel Madrimov. Now, he's looking for the ultimate challenge, taking on Canelo at 168 pounds, a weight class he has never competed in before. "I'm waiting on Canelo in September and going to shock the world during Riyadh season," Crawford declared. Despite the excitement, some fans see the fight as more of a high-profile cash grab than a legitimate contest. By the time the fight happens, Crawford will be pushing 38, coming off a debut at 154 that many felt was lackluster. Jumping 2 weight classes to take on Canelo in a one-off bout raises questions about whether he's physically suited for the challenge. Critics argue that if Crawford had first tested himself against legitimate super middleweight contenders, the fight would carry more competitive credibility. If Crawford were to move up to 168, take down a couple of legitimate contenders, and prove he's not just chasing a payday, a fight against Canelo wouldn't feel like a spectacle. But that's not happening, some analysts suggest. He simply doesn't have the size or power to handle elite super middleweights. His last bout at 154 was razor-thin, and he looked every bit his age in the process. Should Crawford lose to Canelo, it's uncertain if he would continue fighting unless he's either granted a rematch or lured back with a lucrative offer, potentially against a top 154-pounder. Saudi Arabia sees Canelo versus Crawford as a major event but wanted Canelo to first take on a strong opponent in May to help build anticipation. Turki Alshik, chairman of the Saudi General Entertainment Authority, told ESPN that both Canelo and Crawford had agreed to fight in Saudi Arabia. However, since Riyadh's season recognized the significance of the matchup for American audiences, they preferred to stage it in Las Vegas on September 13th. Alshik also acknowledged that there had been discussions about Canelo potentially fighting Jake Paul, but the Saudi organizers felt that bout wouldn't align with their vision for the Crawford fight. While a Paul fight may have offered a bigger payday, it wouldn't have provided the same level of credibility or anticipation leading up to Canelo's September clash with Crawford.
His brother choose great fight because we are building for the big fight. Him and Crawford accept to fight in Saudi Arabia, the big fight. But we as a Riyadh season know how is big this fight and also how is important, especially in America. For that, we prefer to do it in Vegas. This is the only condition. Then, in the last 2 weeks, we start to hear the rumors about this fight. And in the last 48 hours, we heard it is close. Then, it is not for our benefit because we are building the big fight against Crawford. We want him to fight good fight, great fight in May.
To maintain momentum for the highly anticipated fight, the showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez stands at the top of any boxing fan's wish list for 2025. Both fighters have conquered 4 weight divisions, demonstrating extraordinary skill and dominance. Crawford, in particular, enters the ring with an unblemished 41-0 record, having systematically dismantled his opponents while continuously pushing his limits. Despite frequent criticism, Alvarez remains one of the sport's greatest and most recognizable figures. However, when 2 elite champions from different weight classes clash, size becomes a crucial factor, one that could determine the outcome of the fight. The fact that Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes for this bout has sparked concern, including from Joe Rogan. On a recent episode of The Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan and comedian Brian Simpson discussed the significance of size in this matchup. Having interviewed Crawford multiple times, Rogan acknowledged Bud's incredible skills, but questioned whether he could overcome Canelo's physical edge. "I just hope he's big enough," Rogan said. "I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man." Crawford has shown no hesitation in taking on this challenge. He's been pursuing a super fight with Canelo for quite some time, eager to test himself against one of the best in the sport. Alvarez, meanwhile, is set to return to the ring on Cinco de Mayo weekend, with reports pointing to a May 3rd showdown at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. While his opponent remains unconfirmed, William Skull has emerged as a frontrunner. As of now, there are no discussions about Crawford taking a fight at 168 pounds before facing Canelo. If he sticks to the agreed timeline, he will have been out of the ring for over a year before stepping into what is likely the toughest challenge of his career. However, the extra time could allow him to properly prepare for the size disparity. Despite the weight difference, Former opponent Amir Khan is backing Crawford to pull off the upset. Speaking to The Ring magazine, Khan praised Crawford's intelligence and skill set. "I wish Crawford all the best, and I think he can do it," Khan said. One thing about Terence Crawford is he has a great boxing IQ. His IQ is so perfect that he sees everything: ring IQ, movement, power, and speed. A lot of people don't give Crawford credit for his punching power, but he does hit hard. "I've been in the ring with him, and he was hitting me hard." Alvarez, with a professional record of 62 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, 39 by knockout, has proven his power time and again. Meanwhile, the 37-year-old Crawford remains undefeated at 41-0, with 31 knockouts. Khan acknowledged that Canelo is the more powerful puncher, but believes Crawford has enough strength to push him back and make it a competitive fight. "Obviously, the more powerful fighter is going to be Canelo," Khan added. "But Crawford has enough power to hurt Canelo and show him that he's right in front of him as a challenge."